Hold on. Hi there, and welcome to Nerd4ia. Okay, that song is Last Dinosaur by the Pillows, which is one of the best J-rock bands ever. Japanese rock, for those uninitiated. What is this crap? It's flippin' awesome is what it is, Boba Fett. So I talked about Cloud Atlas and how absolutely frickin' fantastic that movie is. And upon my beginning to read the book, I think the movie is actually superior. The book does a much better thing of piecing all the individual stories together into their own continuums, whereas the movie focuses a lot more on how they're linked. So, in a way, the movie is not just an adaptation of the book, but a companion piece to the book. Which is the way I feel about the Harry Potter film franchise as well. Okay, sorry. This music is very distracting, you know what I'm saying? Also, I've been spending a lot of my, literary time reading George R.R. Martin's Song of Ice and Fire. I read Game of Thrones, which is the name of the HBO series based off of A Song of Ice and Fire. I think the show should have been called A Song of Ice and Fire. I don't know about you, but Game of Thrones is pretty fitting too because the phrase comes up all the frickin' time! And I just finished reading Book 2. Clash of Kings. My commentary is, also as someone who has not seen the show, is that George R.R. Martin takes high fantasy, tips it on its head, surpasses everything that high fantasy has come to mean, and then proceeds to dwindle in... okay, let me start over. He basically tips over all of high fantasy conventions. He gets rid of magic. Well, he doesn't get rid of it, but you find yourself in a world that doesn't know what doesn't have magic. That remembers there were once dragons, but now there aren't. And as the series progresses, it gets a little more into magic and stuff that we have come to expect from fantasy. Definitely not a Lord of the Rings. Although the RR initials in his name are intentional, blatantly intentional rip of Mr. Tolkien himself. John Roland Rule Tolkien. I think that's his name? Yeah, I think that's his name. But basically, George R.R. Martin is amazing in the fact that he can write books that are 807 pages, and then write subsequent sequels that are hundreds of pages more. Who has that much time on their hands? Okay, besides us that can read pretty quickly. All the same, I think that's why the TV show is so popular. Because so many people look at the books and they're like, they sound interesting, but they're too long! The only reason I managed to get through them so well is that I have an hour-long lunch break. My job, which is stupid. I don't need an hour to eat lunch. and I'm too far away from anything to spend my hour going somewhere else. But a working class hero is something to be, as John Lennon said. This year on my birthday marks the 32nd anniversary of John Lennon's death. Horrible, I know. But yeah, do you like where this is going? I like where this is going. It's kind of cool. My birthday is also the same day of Jim Morrison's birthday. And I professed to someone the other day that I could be his reincarnation. And I said to the world, I am the Lizard King. Okay, moving on. This song is awesome as well. Okay, I wanted to talk more about Cloud Atlas, which was the reason for starting this other video. It's just this whole thing where you can recognize a piece of music and think that it's something from before. You can see a face that you know you must know, but you don't know why. Same with the mystery of falling in love. Why do you fall so hard for one particular person? Why? It's not just pheromones, okay? It's something else. The themes of Cloud Atlas stay with you long after you've seen it. Though it's only been a few days, I know this, but the whole thing where recurring dreams that remind you of things that you shouldn't know about, or reincarnation, or collective subconscious, or any of that stuff. It's all big. I also wanted to say about Cloud Atlas, this was actually what I wanted to say, was that 2012 very well may be the end of the world, for the simple reason that almost every time I go to the movies this year, I revise my best of list. Pretty whatever. So you get Avengers and Dark Knight Rises, which completely blew Avengers out of the water. You get Looper. You get a really stellar kids family movie, Hotel Transylvania. You get some amazing horror stuff, as in Cabin in the Woods, Possession. And I'm not saying Paranormal Activity because I refuse to see anything in that franchise because it's boring. Yeah. Besides, why is it paranormal? Shouldn't it be abnormal? It's just my thought. And almost every week until the year's end, a new huge movie is opening up. Okay, Cloud Atlas happened. Looper happened a month before. But what happens now? What happens now is Wreck-It Ralph on the 2nd, which is the Toy Story of video games. James Bond, the 23rd Bond movie. Skyfall, November 9th. November 21st, you get Life of Pi. And for Christmas time, you get Gatsby. Heck yes. Especially Baz Luhrmann's Gatsby, because he knows how to put everything over the top. And what better era for Baz Luhrmann's filmmaking style than the Roaring '20s? Because it will be roaring. And Les Miserables. Okay. There have been several film versions of this, because the novel is still a very prominent work. Very hard to read, because I did read it once. But that's beside the point. But many great film versions, such as the one with Liam Neeson and Jeffrey Rush playing Valjean de Javert. Amazing. And when I think of a film version of Les Mis, I see those two guys. but whether or not they can sing, I don't know. But that's not even the point here. The point is, when you make a movie musical lately, how do you decide which people to put in your movie? Because, sorry, things like Mamma Mia, I had no idea Meryl Streep could sing. Did you? I mean, I do now. And I know all you ABBA haters out there and everything else. I'm not an ABBA fan, but I did like that movie. Sorry. Rock of Ages. Alec Baldwin and Russell Brand singing a love duet. Perfect! Tom Cruise being completely off his rocker. I love it. Who knew he could sing? I didn't. And Sweeney Todd. Yeah, I kind of knew Johnny Depp could sing, but he can't sing that part. And that's why that movie sucks. Sorry! Okay, I'm being a little kind of a jerk here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But anyway, Les Miserables with Anne Hathaway as Fantine, which plays in the trailer, which sounds is absolutely amazing. I dreamed a dream. But Javert is played by Russell Crowe, who I know can sing, but can he sing that part? And Hugh Jackman, who everyone knows was on Broadway anyway before, plays Valjean. Will it be good? Yes. Will it be great? Most likely. Will it be amazing? I don't know. Les Mis holds a really soft spot in my heart because I was in a school production of it in 10th grade. I don't know, I left her speechless. Left her speechless. Yeah, well, I think that's about it. Let me just see if there's some kind of like outro type dealy here. This is most def pretty awesome. Okay, that's it.